Welcome to the podium, TCU head coach Mark Campbell, student athletes Haley Van Lith, Agnes Emma Nopu, and Donovan Hunter. Coach, we'll start with a quick statement from you and then open the floor up for questions to the student athletes.
I just want to start by thanking Fort Worth and the basketball community out here. That crowd was incredible. That environment was incredible. The student body was incredible. That got this team over the hump today. That environment, Schollmaier was electric for 40 minutes, and we needed all of it. So proud of this group to accomplish something that's never been done here, men or women. To make it to the Sweet 16 is really, really hard to do. Somehow Haley just seems to do it every year, so it's normal for her. Everybody else, it's not normal for. But Louisville, they competed, they played their heart out. But this team, we can really, really shoot it. And they were trying to speed us up and make the game frantic. The flip side of it, our shooters got let loose, and we got a whole bunch of good looks today. And there's a reason we're 20-0 in the Schollmaier. And so we're excited that the journey's not done. Can't wait to get to Birmingham and have an opportunity to play in the Sweet 16. And this group all season just continues to do stuff that's never been done here. And this was just another one.
Okay, we'll open it up to the student athletes.
Stephen Johnson, Fort Worth Star Telegram. Question for Mark, and then what you want to do? Plays first?
Yes, student athletes first, yes.
Donovan, Agnes, obviously they were putting a lot of pressure on Haley and Madison. What did you two see that kind of led you guys to have such big nights with their defense, I mean?
With our defense? All year they've seen the pressure. Haley and Maddie are elite scorers, so there's no question why teams would pressure them the way that they do. And I think through the season, especially for me, I've learned that I have to step up in my role to relieve the pressure off them, especially when they're getting trapped on every ball screen. So I think tonight was just a testament to the work that we've put in as a team and in practice, just to make Haley's life a lot easier. It was finally put together. Aggie did an amazing job too, but I think it was just what we've done in practice.
I just touch on that. I think that, Haley and Madison are obviously elite scorers, but I think also elite playmakers. And when they're pressuring them like that, it leaves the court wide open for me and Donovan, and we're just feeling it tonight. So, yeah.
Newey Scruggs, NBC5. Haley, obviously they spoke about getting the shots from the passes from you. Can you speak about how they were double teaming you and how it just took you a little bit to get scoring, but then this team came along the way and finished them off?
Yeah, they actually switched up their coverage a lot. Sometimes they trapped, sometimes they switched, sometimes they just hedged. They showed us a lot. And, at the beginning of the game, there's always a bunch of energy pent up. And I think once we rode that wave a little bit, I was able to just find my shooters. And, I'm not going to lie, sometimes it's hard to catch and shoot wide open. You would think it's easy, but it's actually not as easy as people think it is. Sometimes it's a mental game. So the fact that they consistently knock those shots down, they're going to sit up here and give me the credit, but, incredible. Couldn't be more proud of him. The game would have not been the same if they wouldn't have stepped up the way they did. So, teams can keep doubling me, and I'm going to keep giving it to my teammates because, they're putting points on the board.
Your thoughts on the crowd?
The crowd was incredible. I think that's a record, right? We broke a record. The students were awesome. They got us through some tough moments where we were starting to turn it over a little bit, and just how loud they were, it gives you a boost to energy. The home court advantage was definitely there today, and that's one heck of a way to go out at home. So I'm super thankful to the community.
Jamie Plunkett, 24/7 Sports. Haley, this question's for you. As Coach Campbell said, you've been here before in your career. What separates a Sweet 16 team from an Elite 8 or a Final Four team?
Like a team that loses in the next game? I think the NCAA tournament is structured differently than a conference tournament to where if you can get hot, you play 3 days in a row. The NCAA tournament isn't like that. If you get complacent after you win these first 2 games, the other team's hungry in the Sweet 16. It's all about staying hungry and staying motivated. You know, you don't want to be the team that's complacent out there next Saturday or Friday whenever we're going to play. This couple days we get to prepare is going to be huge, and we have to be mature about it and handle it correctly.
Lawrence Dow, Fort Worth Star-Telegram. This question's for all of you guys. You guys had a marquee win against Notre Dame earlier in the year. Can you talk about what that win meant and what it's like to game plan against a team with Olivia Miles and Hannah Hidalgo?
This one's street smart.
Yeah, I mean, that win was huge for us. It was a way for us to prove ourselves to the basketball community. People weren't necessarily doubting us. They were just waiting for us to go do something unexpected. And we pulled that off earlier in the year. They're obviously an incredible team. They have a lot of talented players, but we're very talented as well. So I think it's going to be a great game. It's going to be so good for women's basketball. You know, at this point in the season, great players show up, so whoever's the toughest team is going to win. So that's going to be our job.
Jules Conti, Frogs Today. Haley, if you look around the arena today, you see people of all ages and all genders wearing your number, your face. You're becoming one of those faces that's really growing the spotlight around women's basketball as a whole. Can you just talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a blessing, but I really am. I'm really standing on God's shoulders right now, you guys. He's delivered me from so much, man, and so much pain and suffering and confusion, and I just, it's all glory to God, truly. I would be nothing without him, and in the darkest moments of my life, he never turned his face from me, and I just couldn't be more grateful to experience his love in this moment. So, you know, all those people are wearing my jersey out there, but it's for a greater purpose, and, you know, it's God working, man. So that's all I have to say.
Katie Barnes for ESPN. This is for Donovan and Agnes. There's been a lot of firsts, a lot of records for you all as part of this team this season. Just what does it mean to, you know, punch the ticket for the program's first Sweet 16?
Yeah, I think it's cool to come into a program and see the beginnings point of it, you know, talking to Mark and seeing the vision he had for the team and all of us transfers that came in and trusted his process and the plan that he had for us. I think he took a huge risk on us, and we took a risk on this program, not necessarily knowing what it was going to come out of. And I think it's really cool to sit back and watch it and to be lucky enough to be a part of it, but I'm not surprised at all that we're breaking all these record points in history, and it's all a testament to really just the team.
100%, and I also think that obviously it's the last, you know, March Madness for a lot of us, and it's really special for us to have the season that we're having. I think that this is just the beginning of TCU as a program, and I think it's going to be one of those big names in women's basketball, you know, the next future.
Question for Agnes. This isn't the first time you've had a big scoring game while you're at TCU. Last year you had quite a few of them, actually. I'm curious, how did your role last year is kind of being more of those scorers? How much did that build your confidence, kind of prepare you for like an opportunity like today?
Yeah, I think 100%. I feel like the coaches have kept pouring into me. Like some days I'm not, you know, hitting, and like I have to contribute in other ways. But I think continuously they're telling me, you know, like if you have your feet set, let that thing fly. Like you shoot these numbers in practice. So I think just continuing to believe in myself. I think that's just been something huge that I've been working on.
Haley, Mac Engel, Fort Worth Star-Telegram. A lot of the talk before this game was about you and Louisville. Two parts of this. Was it at all weird to play your old team, a place where you spent 3 years? And in any way, even though there's been some time, do you feel still feel some connectivity to that community at all?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't describe it as weird. I would describe it as nostalgic a little bit. I was there for 3 years. A lot of people, I don't think a lot of people, I almost completed my entire college career there. Me and Olivia Cochran and Marissa Russell roomed together for about 2.5 years. So I grew up with those girls, man. We made stupid young kid mistakes together. So of course it was definitely nostalgic. I wouldn't say it was weird. And 100% feel connected to that community. I'm still heavily involved with some charities there. All the managers are the same managers that I had that just rebounded for me at 10 p.m. at night if I needed them. The doctors there were there when I was having issues with my plant. Like, I'm so connected to them, and I have love for them. At the end of the day, it's a sport. We have to compete 100%, and it's my job to go out there and win. But definitely feel connected to the community, and I have positive memories there.
Well, ladies, thank you so much for your time, and congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Good job.
With that, we'll open it up now to coaches' questions to head coach.
Coach, you guys showed you guys got more firepower outside of the big three. What can you just say about the performances of Agnes and Donovan tonight?
They delivered on the biggest game in our program history. But they've been delivering all year. And one of the things we have is serious firepower, and it's kind of a pick your poison. And we've seen so many different defensive schemes over the course of the season. Louisville, this is what they do. It's not like they changed. They play a frantic system. They scramble, they trap, they press. They try to speed you up. And the danger of that, you can either try to pull it out and run a set against it, or you can say, let's go. And our game plan today was let's go and attack it and see what shots we can get from that. And the dangerous part of doing that with us is you're going to let us shoot a lot of threes and let our shooters get a lot of good looks. And our system and our personnel is based on the whole thing. Our whole operation is attracting elite level shooters and playmakers. And so today on our home court in front of that crowd and that energy, that was a dangerous way to play us. And by the way, Donovan and Agnes, all these kids, but they work so hard and get their reps in every single day in that practice facility up there. Those two kids live in it, and not just them, but we have a roster full of it. And so it's just neat when you see young people work really hard at their craft, and then for it to be rewarded in a game like this, on a stage like this, it's awesome.
Tori Couch, TCU Honest. Coach, you've talked all season about building this program up and the trust that all these transfers have had in you, especially Sedona and Madison and Agnes kind of being part of that first group. With winning the Sweet 16, something this program has never done, what does that do for this program and for you and just kind of the future for this program?
Yeah. It's just so cool. You guys, and the main group that played today, I can't touch on every single kid, but we have there's so many examples, but like Taylor Bigby, Aaliyah Roberson had a small role today. They're so selfless. This group is so selfless. Una, who had a huge role a year ago, is all in on trying to help the team. And so the locker room, the culture, this group of people that we have is rare and special. In order to do this, and half the team's new. Like, it's magical what they've done, but it's because they're just an amazing group of young women. But these wins, you guys, they alter a program's trajectory. It impacts recruiting on the highest level. The dang portal opens Tuesday, and there's going to be incredible amount of talent that's going to be floating around. And I think TCU, we've established ourselves as one of the best teams in college basketball. I think our brand and system and style of play is really fun to watch, and kids want to play in it. And obviously, I think we're going to have 3 draft picks between Sedona and Haley and Madison. And so we're at the forefront of our industry. And this ride, they just keep doing stuff that's never been done. So hopefully we can get the next one.
Lawrence Dow, Forward Star Telegram. You guys beat Notre Dame earlier in the year. What, if any, advantage is there to playing a team that you've previously seen, even though it was, all the way back in February?
For sure. There's many, especially for us. Notre Dame's been one of the elite women's basketball teams in our country for a long time. And so for us, that first win kind of galvanized the group, gives you belief that we are really good. And you need some of those wins early on as a brand new group's trying to figure each other out. And so when you go back into that environment, you played a South Carolina, you played the Notre Dame, NC State was a Final Four team. And so now that you're going to go back to a Sweet 16, play a team that you've already played, win or lose, you're comfortable. You're not, and these kids, I'll tell you what, they're not scared of anybody, of any team, of any moment. They live for it. And so I do think there's just an advantage of, all right, we've already laced it up against these guys, and we understand their personnel. And how that game unfolded, we had a monster fourth quarter. We hung 30-plus in the fourth quarter to come back and get that win. And so Notre Dame is great, elite. Some of the best players in college basketball. Their backcourt is special, but it's those 3 kids are as good as anybody in the country. And so there's a lot of star power. There's a lot of firepower in that game. And that's when you get to the Sweet 16, all those teams are loaded. So it's going to be really fun.
Coach, this is a team made up of athletes from all over the country who come specifically to play under you, and obviously there's a purpose for that, and you won Head Coach of the Year this season, but can you talk about how these girls and how this team has impacted who you are?
Yeah, for sure, and Haley touched on it a little bit over the course of the season, but I'm a huge person of faith, and you work really, really hard at your job and work really hard at your craft, and it's just been incredible how each one of these young women have ended up in Fort Worth. The Lord's fingerprints are all over it, and it's been magical. And so I'm thankful, you guys, for them to come to this program a year ago that was holding open tryouts, forfeiting games. We're a year removed from a 1-17 season, and to have this level of talent, and talent, I mean on and off the court. These young people are just incredible. And so it's humbling. At the same time, a huge part of it's TCU. TCU is an incredible university, and Fort Worth is an incredible city. And so I think it's the whole package. When you put all of that together, it's why we have this roster, and you guys, there'll be more talent coming here. This program, it's just going to continue to build and escalate, and it's our staff's job to vet and find the right pieces.
Drew Muller, TCU 360, and Donovan Hunter's kind of a taller guard, and she's asked to do a lot of things. She has to handle the ball, guard 1 through 4, and knock down the open 3. What is it that makes her so effective at her role? She
ultimate winner. Incredibly selfless. She literally doesn't care what her role is. She works so hard. She doesn't care if she takes 2 shots or 15 shots. She doesn't care if I told her to guard the center and we need you to front, if I need you to guard the point guard. Like, Donovan Hunter is the most selfless, elite level winner that you could ask for. And think about her story. Starting point guard as a true freshman at Oregon State and led him a game away from the Final Four last year. Comes and learns another brand new system and a brand new program, and leads her team to a Sweet 16. Our team has kind of taken off as Donovan has continued to grow and blossom throughout the season. But that young lady is a freaking warrior, at the same time is the most humble, selfless kid.
We have time for this last question.
Mark, it's a question you've been asked all year this year, and I'd like for you to wax a little bit about your staff. Who had the scout tonight?
Oh, I love that. And hey, if we need more questions, this is such a special moment in our program's history. I'm okay with it. Chavi had this scout, shocker. Somehow he gets all the big ones. And so Chavi poured into this, and does just a phenomenal job. And just because we've been together for so long, his ability to navigate and understand our system, our players, what we need to do to put our kids in a position to realistically execute a game plan, he's amazing at it. So, yeah, Chavi gets the dub for this one. Great question. That's the best question of the day.
Well, Coach, thank you so much
Steven,
for your time.
your Jays are ridiculous. You brought the heat today. No, I like it.
Yeah, Coach, thank you so much for your time and congratulations.
Hey, Louisville's got to take the stage now, but as long as Coach is okay with it, we can take more questions in the holding room out here.
You guys, thanks for everything all year. Go Frogs.